the creatures from the Feast were freaking weird, and they were nasty too. The Feast, as you know, a lot of people don't like the movie, but I mean the creatures, they just really stood out to me. Like in a lot of ways, just the way they looked, and I just really enjoyed them in a very sexual way.
Wow, when I think of horror monsters, I think of Henrietta from Evil Dead 2. Holy shit, that bitch was crazy scary. When I saw her for the first time, and she was just like, dead by dad, and she was all fat and stuff. You know, fat people are scary, obviously. But yeah, that part was so freaky, and she was under the stairs just kind of looking out like, what's going on, guys? It was really freaky, and that was one of my favorite monster moments in any movie.
I will never forget when I first saw the original. Well, it wasn't called The Thing then, but when I saw the Thing from outer space, I was at a sleepover for a birthday party with a friend of mine from school, and that thing going across the snow and the fire body was on fire, and then I saw The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing with oh my gosh, when that spider head thing, and it shot out arms and it was flipped upside down, it was. That creeped the crapitozoid out of me. Man.
John Carpenter's The Thing is probably many creatures, especially that head spider. That's freaky as hell. I mean, mention if you have those type of grabs.
You know, that one, that's always a good one, especially when, you know, we see the guy getting his face bursted out, and the guy in the thing in his chest bursting out, and teeth are coming out, and it looks all freaking weird, and it looks awesome and scary. And I mean, that was the best practical effects of all time, and I think it still stands true that it is. And that movie really defined what makes, you know, good practical effects, and it was just really incredibly awesome.
You know, if you're alone, it's gonna eat you and then turn into you and get somebody else. You never know who it's gonna be. And, you know, the things it morphs into is ridiculous. It's like, you know, head will come out here and it's like, it's gonna get you. Like, another great scene that I've seen, you know, in The Thing was like whenever, I think they burnt it or something, and like part of it flipped open and there's a mouth inside, but the head's like over here. Oh, it's so crazy. And just, it's trying to eat everybody, and, you know.
Well, my favorite forms has to be the weird like head thing where it's like upside down and it's screeching, just really weird and freaky. It gives me nightmares, you know. I would love to see that creature versus the creature from Feast, and they could just like, the creature from Feast could just jump on it, start raping its head, and the creature would be like, while it's getting raped. It'd be crazy.
When I think of my favorite creatures, first I would have to say zombies, being they're almost unkillable, except you have to give me either the brain or in the spinal cord, and in my opinion they are the most popular figures of horror. Figures as in, you know, like vampires, werewolves, mummies, like that. You know, and reason why I say they're popular is because they're in almost every category. There's zombies, movies, video games, a comic book, a TV show.
I think, you know, people who came up with zombies, and, you know, they've morphed them over time. It's one of those things where, you know, it can come from a disease, it can come from, you know, genetics. You know, there's tons of different reasons for zombies.
Of course, The Fly. I mean, just the visual effects, and when Brindlefly, you know, actually turns into the mutant fly, it's just a sick creature.
I mean, what's scarier than Jeff Goldblum? Oh, Jeff Goldblum was a fly. Yeah, a fucking fly. Yeah. Best part about that, when he's transforming slowly and he rips his fingernails off and looks at him in the mirror. No thank you. And he's really freaky when he transforms into that giant disgusting fly. Really good special effects, probably second to The Thing, for me at least. But yeah, The Fly. Ew.
My all-time favorite, though, has to be Creature from the Black Lagoon. I mean, creature's in the name. It was the first time I saw a horror movie, and I mean, I fell in love with the genre ever since that movie. So to me, that's my favorite creature. It's because it's not a man, it's a creature. from the Black Lagoon?
I'd seen the cover of Fright Night on Blockbuster on the shelves back when there was a Blockbuster, and I'd always thought that's a creepy smile with a big. And I was like, oh, that's just some artist rendering. That's just something fancy they put on the cover to make it look creepy. And then I finally saw that movie because I was forbidden to see it back when I was a kid because it was, R-rated and all kinds of horribleness. And I finally saw it. I believe I saw it on television or rented it on Netflix or something just a few years back. I finally got a chance to see it. And when that chick from Married with Children popped out, and her teeth really looked like the cover, she was like, I was like, ah!
Yet another one of my favorite creatures would have to be the Xenomorph from the Alien franchise. He is the Xenomorph. It's one of those things. You see it, you run like hell.
They're freaking awesome. They're called Xenomorphs, and it's so cool because I love Power Rangers. So it's like they're like morphin' time. Oh, they're aliens, and they're like and they're spitting ice at you, and like it's freaking awesome. I would love to see those creatures versus the creatures from Feast, because that'd be cool too if they try to rape them, and then they would have a big surprise because there'd be another little mouth that would just bite it off, and it'd be like crazy, and then the creature from the Feast would be like and then the creatures from the aliens would be like spin ice, and it'd be insane. It'd be weird.
If you have enough courage to take it on one-on-one, you better do it at a distance, because it bleeds acid.